I look at fighters when they're in their absolute prime. Like, what have you ever seen that was better than this? And with Mike Tyson, I've never seen anybody better.
Did Joe Rogan just predict the end of Jake Paul's boxing career? We all know that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are set to clash on November 15th in a fight that is expected to be wild. This is an unusual fight for boxing fans, considering Paul is nearly 3 decades younger than Mike Tyson. At 58 years old, nobody expects Mike Tyson to last all the rounds and defeat Paul, who has honestly grown as a boxer since his debut in 2018. Paul has become a decent boxer who is now capable of fighting pro boxers his age. However, that doesn't seem to be the case, as he's been chasing fights with retired boxers and MMA stars. Paul recently took on the bare-knuckle boxing champion Mike Perry, defeating him via knockout in the 6th round of their epic clash in Florida. It was an important fight for Paul, considering he's been looking forward to fighting Iron Mike, and nothing less than a dominant victory would work for him. After the fight, Paul wasted no time in reminding Mike Tyson that he was next.
Alex Pereira, you said you want to box. I'm the king of this. Come over, we can make it happen. I want you, Alex Pereira. I just beat a BKFC champion. I beat multiple UFC champions, and he said he wants to box. So Alex Pereira, after Mike Tyson, let's make it happen.
Speaking of the upcoming fight against Mike Tyson, it seems like the boxing legend is desperate to fight the problem child. He recently sent a stern warning Jake Paul's way.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already?
Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas. He's not going to win. And he couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How's he going to knock me out? What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How you gonna knock me out? Who did he knock out? Who did he knock out? Little children. He didn't never knocked out a real man. Come on. I can't even get mad at this guy because everybody know this guy's talking out of his ass. And stealing money. I'm up here just stealing money fighting him. Well, just come to the fight and you'll see. Listen, I started Jake off and I'm gonna finish him.
Mike Tyson ruthlessly destroyed Jake Paul, claiming that he was fat and unprepared to fight him. And by the looks of it, Paul could very well see his career end if he fought Iron Mike. Just take a look at this absolutely jacked 58-year-old Iron Mike. He looks like he can destroy Jake Paul with a single punch. It seems like Jake Paul is pretty confident about his boxing skills, considering he's taking on a boxing legend who still looks pretty fit for his age. Joe Rogan too believes Paul can be a great boxer, and the boxing community needs to overlook his YouTube career and solely focus on his boxing. Have a look.
If Jake Paul wasn't Jake Paul, if he wasn't this YouTube guy, he was just a boxer, and you see a boxer knock out the former UFC welterweight champion, not just the former, but one of the best ever, knock him out with one punch like that, like, oh man, have you seen this Jake Paul dude coming up? He's for real. Because nothing about watching him fight, to me, screams like he's in over his head. Nothing. He looks like a real boxer.
One thing is certain. Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson promises a lot of fireworks, and the boxing world knows this. Several boxing icons recently shared their thoughts on this fight. Let's have a look. Mike Tyson's biggest rival, Evander Holyfield, also analyzed the fight recently. Holyfield has the experience since he fought Iron Mike all those decades ago in a fight that has now gone down as one of the greatest fights ever in boxing history. He had a few words of caution for Paul, advising him on how to approach Tyson in the ring.
How do you see that fight stylistically? How do you see like Mike at this age? By the time he fights Jake, I think he'll be 58 if I'm correct. Jake's like 26. How do you think that fight is going to turn out?
Well, I tell you what can happen.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's with the confidence the other guy. I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul have in all this, but you know he's gonna be a lot quicker. And if he stay close to Mike, then his chance of winning gonna be great. But he try to stay back from Mike, he gonna get caught. Yeah, you know, 'cause, you know.
So yeah, why is that? Because people would think stay away from Mike, don't get hit, like don't give him a chance to like land at something on you.
Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He get there too quick. But if you charge him, you're gonna smother everything, because everything he push off his leg. He push off his leg so he too close, like this. But if you give him room, I mean, everybody get knocked out going backwards. Like this, and you get him in the room, you're gonna be messed up.
Holyfield was also asked whether Paul could spring up a surprise and defeat Tyson. Rather than sharing a prediction, Holyfield went on to talk about how it all depends on Paul's abilities to absorb Mike's punches, and shared hilarious anecdotes about him sparring his son.
Do you see Mike winning or do you see Jake winning?
I don't know. It's all depending on how Jake fight. You know, I tell you what, it's because somebody gonna tell him it's too crazy to be trying to get close to the guy. He gonna stay like that. Mike like he get in and he curve up like this and snap out and get you.
Yeah.
He'll jump up
MC
and
roll.
get you. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I like this, and you know, I'm like, you know, but you know, the point of the matter is, do Jake Paul take a good shot? I never seen him get hit by nobody.
Or a guy that the power of Mike, even now, because power's the last thing to go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, so that's it. But you never know. Yeah, just like Mike quit in the ring, he got tired and just quit and just sit down.
Oh man,
I'm
yeah.
done.
I don't know. Would it surprise you if Jake won? Or do you think Mike, there's because of Mike's body of work, his experience, that like he shouldn't be losing a fight like that?
But the thing is you don't get in these things if you don't believe you can win. I'm saying that's my whole thing. I ain't never fought when I ain't think I can win. Every time I ever got in the ring, I thought I was gonna win. You know, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna give my all. I'm like, yeah. So the whole big thing is that's the whole process of being a true fighter. You're gonna get your all when you get in there. I'm like, you know. If I spar with my son, you know, I'm gonna beat him.
You're that competitive.
But what I'm saying, I'm not gonna knock the daylights out of all this. I can you can feel the shot when they hit your glove to how hard he's swinging and all that. You know, his hands are a lot faster than mine. And he weigh 154 pounds because he's going, oh, okay. Well, you know, I tell her, I said, no, I ain't getting there with you. I said, your hand too quick, man. I said, your hand quick like this. I said, you catch me. I said, you know, I'm gonna come back on you. I said, you know, but you know, I said, that's the whole art of the game, man. Everybody, don't nobody want to lose. I said, but that's the competitive nature of anything. I know I'm not gonna get you in the corner and just and no good well, I'm gonna hurt your shoulders and all this. I'm gonna be hitting so hard. I said, I wouldn't do that. I said, but I realized you're quicker than me. I said, so I'm not gonna keep getting hit in the nose like this. So I said, I'm gonna have to pop out a hook. I have to pop out a hook to make you cover up to stay right there for me to hit you.
Gotta keep him honest.
Yeah. Like, you know, because you know, my son got very quick hands, and you know, he's 6'3", he weighed 154, and so you know, I know he's gonna be quicker. Pop like this, but it's punches that I throw, he don't even know nothing about. I go act like I'm going to the head and hit him with the body with that right hand, like that, you know. So you know, that's the whole art of the game of boxing is that, you know what, it's almost like tagging. Who tag each other most?
Another heavyweight boxing legend, Lennox Lewis, who was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in 2009, shared his thoughts on Paul fighting Mike Tyson.
Are you looking forward to the Tyson fight with Jake Paul?
Absolutely. It's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you wish it was a sanctioned fight and not an exhibition like it's going to be?
No, because I would feel really bad for Jake Paul. I don't want him to get hurt.
In another interview, Lewis talked about Mike Tyson's strengths and had some valuable advice for Paul.
Mike Tyson, he's fighting Jake Paul. You know this man well. What are your expectations for that big fight?
Mike Tyson is two-dimensional. He's going to come at you, trying to knock you out. You got to try and stay away from him. Stay away from his power. I seen him working out the other day, and he throws some good combinations. Make sure that he's not in the way of those punches. Tyson's a real fighter.
He's 57 years young. He still got it. He still got it in his eye.
Oh, yeah. Tyson can throw a punch. He can take a punch. He's doing something that he's used to.
These boxing legends warned Jake Paul that he could be destroying his career if he moves on to fight Mike Tyson. As for the problem child, he doesn't agree. After his spectacular victory over Mike Perry, Paul opened up about his upcoming clash with Iron Mike. By the looks of it, Paul already prepared for the fight.
Obviously, he's a legend, but considering what you did tonight, should a 53-year-old really be getting in the ring with you, do you think?
Yeah, if Tyson wants to get in the ring, I'm down, and he does. So here we are. He's one of the baddest men on the planet, and you know, if he wants that opportunity and that smoke, he's the one who is like, let's make this a pro fight. I'm gonna end you, and I'm ready for it, and I'm excited for it, and he's a beast.
It's
very
amazing.
Dangerous.
It's amazing. No matter what would have happened here, somebody would have asked the question of, should this fight really happen? If Jake would have gone to a decision, they would have said, should this fight happen? Can he really beat Mike Tyson? If Jake would have lost, they would have said, thank God he's not fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would have killed him. He beat Mike Perry, who's an extremely tough man. He's not as tough as Mike Tyson, and he's certainly not as skilled as Mike Tyson in the boxing ring. No, he's not.
Yeah, you don't even know.
No, he's not.
You don't even know his age, to
Next
be honest.
question.
Paul also shared a roadmap for his career. The problem child hopes to become a cruiserweight in the future and shared the different types of bouts he's been fighting in recent years.
Jake, you said after the fight that your goal is to be the cruiserweight champion in 2 to 2.5 years. How would fighting a guy like Conor, who came after you, McGregor, who came after you tonight after the fight, or Alex Pereira help you achieve that goal?
Yeah, man, anytime I can get into a camp for a big fight and perform under the bright lights to prepare me for tough moments, I'm going to take it. So, you know, there's money fights, there's big fights, there's experience fights. I think tonight was an experience fight. November is a massive, massive fight, and I mean, it's experience going up to heavyweight and being in there with someone who's been doing something, boxing their whole life. So everything is just on the path to being a cruiserweight champion, and if I can go in there with champions of different leagues, those are the best of the best in the world, and they're going to bring the best out of me.
You've seen what he's done to experienced boxers that have a similar record to him, right? So these moments, I think, help prepare him for those more experienced boxers. You saw Chavez Jr. tonight. He looked pretty good. He was fighting a guy who was 1-0 in boxing, right? His 1-0 is against an NFL player. And yet that MMA guy was able to hang in there with someone who has 60+ fights. So it's not easy what he does to these MMA fighters in any way.
Paul also shared his thoughts on fighting the rematch against Nate Diaz in MMA. He also opened up about his team making an offer for Diaz for the rematch.
Nate Diaz had a victory win over Jorge Masvidal. We know that you beat him in the past when you guys had your boxing fight. How do you feel him calling you out again and saying that he's gonna, kick your ass?
He wants payday. Payday.
I know that.
No, but I want to do it in MMA. And he don't want there's too much to risk for him. I don't think he thinks he could actually beat me in MMA. We made the offer and he hasn't accepted it. So Nate Diaz, if you want the rematch, we're doing it in MMA.
Is there anything special that caught your eye from that fight with Masvidal? Did you watch it?
Is there
anything special?
No. Just a zombie. So Mike Perry, Nate Diaz, zombie. They're gonna be in the zombie apocalypse one day, eating people.
Last one, go ahead.
Thank you.
Paul has some pretty bold ambitions, which is getting the attention of many in the combat sports world. The upcoming clash with Iron Mike has severely hampered his reputation, and many have been slamming him for wanting to fight someone who is way past their prime.
And Tyson, I don't care who you are, nobody's above Father Time. Tyson's what, like 6 years old, I think?
Tyson is 57.
57.
And Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah, man, that no matter how much of an athlete and mean Tyson was in his prime, this is way past his prime. So I just don't know how much of Tyson is left, All these heavyweights that Tyson's been fighting, those shots just don't go away. You know, he's gotten hit by some of the hardest hitters that ever walked planet Earth, dead square on the jaw. So that only gets worse with time, you know. So could Jake beat him? Yeah. But is that Mike Tyson? No, it's not fucking Mike Tyson. We all know who Mike Tyson is. But obviously he's not fighting Mike Tyson. He's fighting the shuttle Mike Tyson. I don't know, man. Maybe I overthink things like this in this matter too much, but there's too much moving pieces. Like I don't even know if it's a 3-minute or 2-minute round, if it's 16-ounce gloves, if it's 10-ounce gloves. I don't know any of that stuff, you know.
I want Mike to knock Jake Paul out. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful of Jake, though. He said he want to be a real boxer, but he's challenging these retired fighters, or this is like the first real boxer he really fought. Tommy Fury don't really count. And he retired, 30 years ago? So, I mean...
Sounds to me like Carmel's disrespecting Mike Tyson, not Jake.
No, I'm saying...
He was calling out Ngannou before, now he sounds like he's calling out Mike Tyson.
This game, Mike passed his time. Everybody know if they fought when Mike was, really him, come on, Jake would die. So I feel like Tyson could maybe pull it out using his skills. I feel like it had to be early though, like one or first or second round if Tyson gonna win. So yeah.
Well, who you got then?
I got Tyson.
I mean, Mike, it's Iron Mike. You feel me? He's a legend in the sport. Jake, he's a YouTuber. I feel like if Mike jumps on him early, once you know how to box, his power's never gonna leave him. I feel like if Mike jump on him early, you can get him. But if it goes past the second round, Jake is gonna get him.
Oh, you think Mike only got one line?
Mike is old.
Yeah, he old, but I don't know if
I don't know. He's not.
He should be able to make 2 rounds.
I don't know. I don't see a 6-year-old man hanging in there with a 25-year-old man.
Sorry.
That's Mike Tyson on the phone.
Man. But I don't see a 6-year-old man hanging in the ring with a 25-year-old trying to keep up, chasing him around. I don't see it happening.
So predicting Jake.
I'm taking Mike by knockout, Jake by decision.
Man, Mike got that one-hitter quitter power forever till he passes away. And so at the end of the day, I don't think that Jake Paul's ever been hit with anything with that type of power. And so I think that Mike still got it. So we'll always have that power. It's the last thing to go. Yeah, for us fighters, the power is the last thing to go. And at the end of the day, I think that Mike is still, relevant when it comes to, him putting it on the show and being able to knock a dude out that's, never been really hurt. But Mike Tyson, he's got that power that he's never ever in his life ever felt.
I got Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike. Guys with long reach that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's gonna stop him. Mike hits him in the body don't move that much. I don't see how Jake survives a body attack, personally.
Okay, I looked it up. Mike Tyson is 220 pounds.
That's 1 pound less than his optimal weight.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. He's got about 20 pound difference.
Are you kidding me? He's only 200?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. It's worse than I thought.
That was his last fight. That's what he weighed in as.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That means, he fought Tommy Fury he was 200 pounds when he fought Tommy Fury?
6'1". Mike is what, 5'10"? Let me see.
Huh. He's 6'1".
5'10", yeah. 5'10". So he got 3 inches on him.
I know.
3 inches for Mike Tyson's not a big deal, obviously. But Tyson is 57. And, okay.
I don't care.
The boxing world heavily favors Mike Tyson to win this fight. It's the obvious choice. Iron Mike is a boxing legend, and the amount of experience he possesses can easily help him destroy Jake Paul. Tyrone Woodley, who was also defeated by the problem child, recently shared a scary prediction for the fight. He claimed Tyson has a better shot at beating Paul. He said, "I don't think it's a horrible idea for anybody. He's fighting the one fighter that most people fear. I feel like 58-27, the age is not a factor. Experience level is obviously going to go to Mike Tyson. Jake's got a screw loose, man." It would be interesting to see how a high iron Mike Tyson would destroy Jake Paul when they meet November 15th. We'd love to hear from you. Do share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.